This is the Puck Junk Podcast.
Hello and welcome to the Puck Junk Hockey Podcast. I'm Sal Berry, and with me is Tim Parish. And today we're going to talk about the 2025-26 O-Pee-Chee hockey card set. Yes, we know the set has come out a while ago, but we're finally getting around to talking about it for reasons which we'll explain later. We're also going to talk about Patrick Kane, Showtime, returning to the Chicago Blackhawks. So those are our two big topics for this episode. Anyway, Tim, how you doing? What's up with you? How are things been going for you since the past week?
I am well within acceptable parameters, I believe.
Okay, that's
not as good as my friend Steven that I met today.
Mm-hmm.
Steven was super happy because he was wandering around my car with a French fry in his mouth. He's a seagull.
Oh.
And I named him Steven.
Steven Seagull. I like it.
We had a long conversation while I was just kind of chilling in the parking lot. He's very wise. I didn't know seagulls were that smart, but learned a lot. It's a very philosophical discussion we had.
Okay. I'm wondering.
We didn't talk about Patrick Kane, though. I was saving that for today.
Glad this was just a short little story joke that I probably won't cut out after all.
No, it wasn't a joke. I really was talking to a seagull today.
Yeah. It's when they talk back to you that
he couldn't talk back. He had a French fry in his mouth.
Yeah. Well, I can't blame him. No, it's funny. We recorded last week, and then at the end of the week, I got sick.
Again?
Actually, not even the end of the week, like the middle of the week. I sounded sick when we recorded the last episode, but it was because I was talking so much over the 5 days that by Sunday I was like this. No, but actually by Wednesday I started getting a runny nose and just feeling tired and
You caught what I had through the miracles of technology.
Sure, we
zapped it through the webcam.
I don't know. We also hung out on Saturday last week, so not this past Saturday, but the Saturday before. So yeah,
I was social distance, feet away from each other.
Yeah, you stayed on that side of the table. I was on this side of the table. Yeah, I don't know. But so just enjoying the fact that I don't have to work until after Labor Day because I'm a teacher, as I've said a billion times. So yeah, August is like my vacation because usually I teach a summer class. I didn't this summer, but then I do a bunch of conventions, and August is just the 1 month where I just got nothing going on. August and then even December, but December is always crowded with Christmas and family obligations and stuff. So yeah, so I've just been kind of just taking it easy, getting better, and then going through some of the cards that I picked up at the National. I forgot to say, and I need to thank the listener who brought these for me to trade. So please reach out to me if you hear this, because I want to thank you and I want to ask you some questions. But one of our listeners was like, hey, I'm coming from Canada and I got a whole binder full of Blackhawks team issued postcards, mostly from the 80s, but some from the 90s and some from the 70s. And I'm like, yeah, I'll take a look at them. And I looked at them and, I'm like, we worked out a trade, which was nice because no money exchanged hands. It was just like, oh, I'll take this, you take that. It was nice. And I'm going through this and I'm like, man, this is a really nice collection. But I wanted to ask the person who so kindly traded me these cards. And I forgot to give them a shout out because they're the first person that visited my booth. And I forgot to write their name down, but I was writing down names to make sure I say hi to this person and thanks for coming to the booth and whatnot. So if you're listening to this, if you're the gentleman who traded me those Blackhawks team issued cards, reach out to me because I got a couple questions for you.
Is his name Gord?
I don't know.
Oh.
I don't know if that's a joke or not, but
yeah, I figure it. You got a 1 out of 5 chance of a male from Canada being named Gord.
Oh, right. That, and then I need to correct myself on something. Last week I gave a shout out to Ian Taylor, who is a podcaster from England, who was just starting to get into hockey. And I said that he was a Disney card collector. And he was like, ew, no. He's like Marvel cards and Star Trek cards. Little bit of Star Wars, but no Disney. So I just needed to clarify that because, I don't
I
know.
can see the mix up. Star Trek, Disney, they're very similar.
No, I mean, it's just that, like, I don't want to accuse anybody of being a Disney adult if they're not. Right?
That's true.
There are some things that you can't joke about, and I think that's one of them.
Yeah, some people wear that like a badge of honor.
Oh, well, they wear it like the little hat of honor, right?
Yeah.
Like the Mickey Mouse ears is their thing. And you know what? Hey, I'm not going to hate. You know what? I never got into
I call those people weirdos.
Yeah. But you know what? But football fans paint their face colors.
That's right. And they're weirdos also.
They're weirdos also. So
we are all weirdos.
So we
like cardboard with pictures of men on it. We're weirdos too.
So I don't think you could be selective about like what fandom is acceptable and not acceptable.
I didn't say it wasn't acceptable. I just said it's a little too weird for me.
I mean, wearing a shirt with another man's name on the back.
The people that like go on 3 Disney vacations a year baffle me. It just blows my mind.
Well, 3 a year is a bit much.
Those parks don't change enough on a year-to-year basis. I know some things change and stuff like that, but generally speaking, they don't change enough to warrant that much visiting those parks.
Yeah, okay. I guess that's true. So anyways, no, that's good. We're all good. We're all here. So yeah, we're going to talk about Patrick Kane and we're going to talk about O-Pee-Chee. What I wanted to say was like Patrick Kane signed with the Blackhawks like right around the time the National was going to happen. It was actually a big deal at the National. A lot of people were asking for his cards, but I do want to talk about that. And then we're going to talk about 25-26 O-Pee-Chee hockey. And when we were originally going to talk about this set, I think you were sick. And Clemente and I were like, well, Tim loves the O-Pee-Chee set more than the both of us combined. So when we do the episode about 25-26 O-Pee-Chee, Tim's got to be a part of this conversation.
I appreciate you wanting my input.
But then it was like, okay, Chicago Sports Spectacular, and then this, and then that. Like it was just like we had another thing that we had to talk about, and then the Stanley Cup Final. And I think you were also kind of MIA around then because that was your busy time at work, and then we were talking about the Cup Final anyway. And so it just kind of kept getting pushed back and pushed back. Another topic that we'll talk about in a future episode is that this is the 20th year that Upper Deck has put out an O-Pee-Chee set, or as I like to call it, faux Pee-Chee, because it's like fake O-Pee-Chee. It's not really the O-Pee-Chee card company or even Tops. It's Upper Deck, but I mean, does it matter? Because they had the name for 20 years, and they might have it for 20 more years, and they might actually make O-Pee-Chee hockey cards longer than the O-Pee-Chee chewing gum company.
That'd be weird.
That would be weird. I mean, especially if you go back to O-Pee-Chee's been around since I think the 30s. They had cards as early as 33, I think was their first year. 30s hockey's a little bit of a gray area for me, but that's something I'm trying to get more into. It's just expensive to get into that. It's not like not like being a junk wax expert where you can just buy every set made in like the early 90s and still have money left over.
No, I think you're right. I think their first cards were in the 30s. The company started in like the teens.
Yeah.
1910, 1911, something like that. But they didn't start making cards till the 30s.
Got to talk about Kaner returning to Chicago. You think I'd be more excited about this? I kind of have mixed emotions about this because I feel like sometimes it's okay to let the past be the past, right? Like, I wasn't like upset that like, oh, he signed with the Red Wings and the Red Wings are a rival of the Blackhawks. And it's just like, so he picked a team that gave him a good contract and he was able to play with DeBrincat and he was able to contribute. And I don't know. I feel like some people take it. I guess it'd be like if Crosby signed with Washington or Philly, you'd probably be livid about that. Right. But
I would stop watching hockey.
You'd sell me all your Sidney Crosby
I know for a fact I'm not the only one that has that sentiment either. So.
Well, I think that's how Blackhawk fans felt when Chelios went to the Red Wings. Chris Chelios went to the Red Wings. Of course, those teams were in the same division back then, and that was more of a rivalry than it is now, especially since Detroit's in the East. But I mean, I was sad by that. I mean, but I was also like, well, the guy wants to play. You know what I mean? Like, you can't tell somebody, hey, don't work. You know what I mean? Like, if you get fired from your job at Costco and then you go across the street and you work for Sam's Club, you can't fault the person for wanting to work, right? Like,
no. I mean, that's your profession. I mean, you're a professional athlete,
right?
So what else are you going to do?
Right.
Be a broadcaster?
Right. I mean, especially when you're not ready to retire.
Yeah. If your body still holds up and you're still healthy enough and you can still play at somewhat of an elite level, go get yours.
Yeah.
That's what you got to do.
Yeah. So some of the details on Patrick Kane's contract. So Kane, a right wing, he's 37 years old, signed a 2-year deal with the Chicago Blackhawks. He had it narrowed down between Chicago and Buffalo. We'll have to talk about that because that would have been an interesting choice for him to go to Buffalo. But it's an $8 million per year deal, and it's got a no movement clause. He is the all-time leading American-born scorer with an even 1,400 points. He's second all-time in points among Blackhawk players. I don't think he'll be able to catch Stan Mikita at this point, at least not in the next 2 years anyway. Interestingly enough, he is 4 assists away from overtaking Phil Housley for first among American-born players in assists, and he is 6 goals away to surpass Jeremy Roenick's 513 goals, and that would move him to 4th all-time among Americans in goals. Catching Brett Hull's 713 or whatever goals is that ain't gonna happen, obviously. But Kane last 3 seasons, he played with the Red Wings. He got 57 goals and 106 assists for 163 points in 189 games. So that's like 0.85 points per game. That's respectable. If you basically got 3 points every 4 games, you'd be pretty happy with yourself. And this is a little bit better than that. He won the Stanley Cup 3 times with the Blackhawks, also won Rookie of the Year in 2008, Stanley Cup MVP in 2013. And then in 2016, he had that monster season where he won the scoring title, the MVP, and MVP as voted by his peers. That was the year that Artemi Panarin won Rookie of the Year, and those two played on a line together, and it was just awesome. I mean, Panarin made Kane into the best player in the league that year, and Kane made Panarin into the best rookie in the league that year. I mean, why the Blackhawks did not find a way to keep Panarin around longer is besides me, but that's besides the point. Yeah, so I mean, those are the details of his contract, and will he contribute to the team? Of course he will. He's not going to lead the team in scoring. He's going to be second line is where he's projected to be. First power play unit, absolutely. And then my only question about this is, will they make him team captain? Which seems kind of like a no-brainer, but then again, I don't know. I think I know sports, and then things surprise me. And I think that's why sometimes I like sports, because it's not as predictable as you think it is. Tim, what's your take on all of this? Kaner coming back to Chicago. I mean, can he come home again, or should he have gone to Buffalo, who's more of a contender? He would have played for his hometown team. I mean, he used to go to Sabres games when he was a little kid. I should have had the picture of that card, but the Sylvain Turgeon card at the Odd, where he's watching a Sabres home game, and there's a little Patrick Kane in the front row as like a 5-year-old watching the Sabres play. So, I mean, that was his team growing up. But what do you think?
I mean, it would be a nice story if he goes back home to play for his hometown team. I mean, anytime that's a talking point that sports media loves is when a player goes and plays for the team they grew up rooting for or the team from their hometown or whatever that may be. I mean, that's a talking point that media personnel drool over because they can make stories of that for years to come.
I mean, that's what they did with Jonathan Taves last year.
Yeah.
When he played for the Winnipeg Jets.
So I wouldn't have faulted him at all for going, picking Buffalo. Plus, you're right. They're an up and coming team. They finally, got that monkey off their back and pushed their way into the playoffs. So things are looking up there. So to be part of that young crew and have a chance of potentially going into the playoffs versus going to your old team, rekindle some history there, but a team that, I mean, let's be honest. Does Patrick Kane returning to the Hawks make them a playoff team? I don't think anybody in their right mind would think so. Especially in that Central Division. So it's going to be a uphill battle. But I do think that this could be the key move that the franchise needs to get Connor Bedard up to that next step that he needs to be. Because if he's looked to be the Patrick Kane of the future, like he's going to be the guy, he's going to be the face of the team, he's going to be everything that they build this franchise around for the next decade, right? He needs to bump his game up. And even though it's been a revolving door of veterans and everything else so far playing with him, there hasn't been really a player like Patrick Kane. There hasn't been a marquee guy that was, the top of the mountain type guy, that was the high profile guy, that was the talk of the town guy. There hasn't been that. And so there's only so far like the leadership of the grizzled vets go. I think Kane can teach him a lot, whether it's out loud or silently. And people know what I'm talking about when I say that, because a lot more goes on in the locker room and behind the scenes than people actually see from what happens out on the ice. So I think from that standpoint, I think it's going to be good for the growth of the team. So I like that. Do I think it's going to impact the team overall success-wise? Maybe not. I mean, yeah, 0.85 points per game when the guy's 35, 36, 37 years old. It's still pretty good. I mean, you're still performing at a high level. Guys putting up offensive numbers that are probably better than 2/3 of the league.
Right.
So will the offensive production go up? Yes. I mean, it has to, right? But you got to remember, Bedard's hurt for what, 20 games?
Right. He's going to miss the first part of the season.
Right.
Yeah.
First 20 games of the season. So, and it's left to be seen. Are they going to pair these guys up together? Are they going to put Kane on a different line? Like, what are they going to do? I mean, obviously they'll be together on the power play. You got to assume that. But I think Kane is still better than a lot of people think. I've heard so many people like diss this. I don't think it's bad. I mean, if you look at what he's getting paid and put that up against other guys that have similar type production, he's right there. Plus I think that's a team friendly deal, honestly, for a player like that. I mean, that still gives them plenty of money that they can move around and do things that they need to do.
Right.
So, I mean, I like the move. And if he finishes his career here after 2 seasons, or if he signs a 1-year deal after that and, finishes out as a Blackhawk, it makes total sense to me.
Mm-hmm.
because regardless of what people think, yeah, he left for a few years, whatever. It is what it is. He's still a legend.
Well, I mean, keep in mind that the Blackhawks did not want to keep him. They wanted to tank for Connor Bedard. They were shopping around Kane. I mean, they couldn't really shop him around because he had the no movement clause, and Taves had the no movement clause, and their contracts expired the same year. And so they basically, I mean, what did they do? They traded Alex DeBrincat. They basically traded away everybody that Patrick Kane liked playing for, or played with, I should say. They traded away everybody that Patrick Kane liked playing with, and they made it clear that they weren't going to re-sign Jonathan Taves, who had been struggling because of his long COVID and his other health issues. So it's kind of like when, you know, all your friends leave your team or your job or whatever, and then you're like, well, I don't want to be here anymore. And so they basically made it so that he didn't want to be there anymore, and then that's how they were able to get him to waive his no movement clause. So you know, that's what the team wanted, you know, for obvious reasons. Tank for Bedard, as we were saying a couple years back. And I wonder how many of those Blackhawk fans who they always talk about, oh, this player should waive their clause so that the team could get a better pick, or so that they should waive their clause and then the team could trade them and then they could do this and do, you know what I mean? Like, I wonder how many of those people are now kind of backpedaling and are happy to see him come back. You know what I mean? Like the guys who are like, oh, he's not helping the team, he should go. And now they're like, oh, he's back, I'm happy about that. Right? Like,
I've never met a Hawks fan. I could probably end that sentence there. I've never met a Hawks fan that doesn't like Kane.
Right.
Not one.
And, you know, the thing is that people still collected Patrick Kane after he was traded to the Rangers and after he went to the Red Wings. You know, I mean, and sometimes they'd even just say, well, he's on the Red Wings now, I'm going to buy his cards even though he's in a Red Wings uniform. You know, like they're just like, well, I collect Patrick Kane, and that was it, right? It didn't stop them from collecting him. What's interesting is that when he came back to Chicago, all of a sudden everybody wanted his young gun card, and we talked about that last week about the handful of hockey cards that everybody was asking about, and a Patrick Kane young gun was one of those cards, because now you have all the hobby bros who are looking to like cash in on that. Ooh, people are interested in this guy. What's his best card? His young gun or whatever, right? But yeah, that didn't really dull people's. Maybe it dulled their collecting a little bit, because it kind of sucks when your favorite player goes to another team. But he was still like somebody that would always sell at shows, like when I had his cards. Now this show sold a lot better. But yeah, you're right. You don't really have a Hawks fan who dislikes Patrick Kane. And when you talk about like a good ending to his career, yeah, 2 years, he'll be 39. You know, it would be nice to see him play till he's 40, you know, get in that 22nd season. I think what you have like legends can play till they're 40. It'd be nice to see him play that 22nd year, retire at 40. I'd love to see him be the team captain. I mean, looking at the team right now, I mean, here, I'll ask you. I know I always tease you and say you're, what do I say? Did I call you a casual Blackhawk fan or a secret Blackhawk fan? And you're like, I'm neither.
You say they're my favorite second team.
So your favorite second team, or your second favorite team. I think it's because your boys like watching the Blackhawks because you live so close to Chicago. But let's just do this right now. Okay, team captain, Patrick Kane, or let me ask you, should Connor Bedard be team captain, yes or no? Would you make Connor Bedard team captain?
To me, it seems like it's a no-brainer to give him a C, because you're looking at now and future,
right?
And that's really what it is,
right?
So you bring in a veteran leader like Kane, a legend like that. An A, yes. A C, I'm not so sure.
We're talking about Bedard.
I'm saying compare, like, if that's your other option, if we're saying, do we give Patrick Kane a C? I think you give the C to Bedard and you give an A to Kane.
Okay. All right. That's fair.
Because, yeah, does he deserve to be part of the leadership team on that? Absolutely. For everything that he did in the past and everything he potentially could do going forward.
Yeah, but he was the captain of Team USA at the World Championships a couple years ago. So I know it's not the same thing.
Okay, to me, legendary status or not, you leave a team, and I may make an exception if you left the team for one season because of like a salary constraint and then you signed in the off season to come back.
Right.
That's different. He was gone to the Rangers and then to the Wings. So he had 2 other stops along the way, and he stayed on the Wings for a while. And I think the only reason why he decided not to sign with the Wings is because the Wings are a giant just mess.
They're a mess. Yeah, when the captain doesn't want to play there, then that's a problem.
Oh, he might change his mind now that Stevie Y got axed. So
yeah,
we'll see. I think that might have been the problem. I don't think those two saw eye to eye, but
we're talking about Dylan Larkin, the team captain of the Red Wings, and Steve Yzerman, the general manager of the Red Wings.
But regardless, Kane obviously didn't want to sign there. So he had options and he decided to come back to Chicago. So he's been gone for a while. I don't think in good conscience, despite what he did for you in the past, you automatically no-brainer give him a C.
Right. And see, what I wanted to do is just kind of name 4 or 5 guys and just hear you say yes, no, yes, no, yes, no. But I guess for besides,
I don't think there's anybody else on that roster.
No, and I'm looking at the roster, and I'm just looking at guys that you would give a C or an A to. I mean, you got Tyler Bertuzzi, Ryan Donato. Let's see here, and then defensemen, you got Bowen Byram, who's been around for a while, but he's new to the team. And you have Alex Vlasic, who's been on the team for 5 years, and I think he's the longest tenured D-man on the team now that Connor Murphy's gone, because they traded Connor Murphy and they traded Nick Foligno, who is the captain. So what I'm saying is that
that's the thing. You got vets. Sure, you got vets, you got potential leadership there and stuff. That does not make a C.
Right. So what I'm saying is give Patrick Kane the C. Give Bedard an A. He already has an A. Give the other A to Vlasic, I guess. I like Alex Vlasic. Never been a Tyler Bertuzzi fan, although he did have some hot streaks last season. And that's just how my mind works. You know what I mean? Like, if the team is, I mean, they're not going to win the Stanley Cup next year. It's not like one of them is going to hoist the Stanley Cup first.
Best case scenario, a couple of the Central teams get injury bugs, and the Hawks squeak in as a wild card team.
I'd rather
best case scenario.
They just get a higher pick. You know what I mean? And stop trading people. Just let people get good. You know what I mean? Like, just let the players on the team get good.
But the legendary status that this would cement if they did.
What?
Everybody would lose their minds and be like, see, we stunk. We brought Kane back and we're a playoff team again. Like, all of the fair weather Blackhawk fans, and you can't deny that there are many, will jump on that bandwagon.
I mean, it could also be that, a lot of these guys are just, maybe they needed a couple years to find their game. I mean,
the reality is, yeah, of course.
Yeah. I guess I should mention Teuvo Teravainen is on the team, and he was with the team back in 2015 when they won the cup, and then went to Carolina for like 10 years and then came back like last season or 2 seasons ago or something. So,
well, I wouldn't be mad if they gave it to Kane, but I don't think they should.
Yeah, I just don't think Bedard is ready to be team.
I don't think he's ready either, but give it to him anyway.
Right.
He's going to get it anyhow at some point.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like they should give it to Kane to let him have his due, like maybe, I don't know, because he's the oldest guy on the team and he's done more than everybody on the team combined.
And I can support that argument. I don't like it though. I don't like that being the reason. Like, I don't think there should be some kind of like veteran pecking order or age pecking order or anything like that when it comes to, okay, who's the oldest? All right, that's the C. And
No,
everybody
no,
falls
no,
in line
no.
behind it. I don't like that. And I get it, the veteran leadership and all that kind of stuff. I understand that. But I don't know. I think you have to look at what your potential is and what you want this team to be. And if you're looking at Bedard to be the face of the franchise, you got to give him the C and let him
Okay.
take it. Was
Okay.
Crosby ready to have the C when they gave it to him? Absolutely freaking not. But he grew into it pretty well.
Different type of player, though. I mean, look, Taves got the captaincy when he was 19. I know that Taves and Crosby are not the same type of player, the same player, the same guy, but I mean, I felt like both of those guys were like, yeah, it makes sense. It made sense with Taves because it was just a bunch of young guys and like maybe Martin Lapointe or something. You know what I mean? It was just like a bunch of young guys and then like maybe one or two older guys. And no,
Well, I remember a time when both of those guys came in, and many people around Chicago thought Taves was going to be the all-around better player in the long run. So, I mean, regardless of where you stand on that, statistically speaking, you can see who the better player is.
Right, but stats aren't everything.
That is exactly right. Stats aren't everything.
And I'll never forget, and I wish I think we talked about Taves a couple episodes back, but like just I gotta find this video, but it was in the 2013 finals when the Blackhawks beat the Bruins. Taves outmuscled Zdeno Chara in front of the net. And I don't know if it was just to cause net front interference or if he tipped a shot, but he basically outmuscled a guy who was like 7-8 inches taller than him and probably 50, 60 pounds bigger than him. You know what I mean? So it's not just about how many goals he gets, but what kind of goals he gets and what does he bring? What else does he bring to the game? You know what I mean?
Oh, absolutely.
So, I mean, you look at
most players.
Look at Crosby and Ovechkin. Who has more goals, but who would you rather have on your team?
I mean, I'm not going to argue with either of them.
But... Right. Well, we know who has more goals. He has more goals than anybody, right? But, who's got the better plus minus?
I hate plus minus. I don't even
would you stop? You know what
I don't know. I don't like that statistic, so I don't even look at it.
Okay. If they... Never mind.
Crosby has more points per game, a bigger point per game ratio.
Right. Well, that's what I mean. So, like, if you just pick the guy that, look, I mean, you look at somebody like Brett Hull. Brett Hull would lead the Blues in goals every year, but he wasn't the team captain for a lot of those years.
And there's a reason for that.
I mean, I think they had a year where Basil McRae was the captain of the Blues and not Brett Hull, which says a lot about both of those players. You know what I mean? I mean, again, which one would you rather have on your team? Well, definitely Brett Hull because he's going to put in the goals. But, when you compare like better players like a Crosby versus Ovechkin or a Taves versus a Crosby or a Kane versus a Crosby or whatever, I don't know. It's just, I guess.
And that's why I'm saying you give it to Bedard because that's your future and that's how you're building your team. You want him to be the leader. You want him to be the captain. You want him to be the model and the centerpiece of your team going forward. So, is Kane a better player at 37 years old than Connor Bedard? I mean,
probably not.
No, but maybe.
Well, I mean, a smarter player, a more experienced player. I mean,
exactly. And that's he can really, that could rub off and do wonders for the development of Bedard.
It definitely helps when a team has like, I hate to say the passing of the torch because that's so cliche, but when you have that older superstar player and that younger superstar player and they can learn from the older superstar. You know what I mean? Like you look at you look at I don't know. Crosby had Lemieux, Sakic had Lafleur. There's tons of examples. Lafleur had Beliveau. It's just you could go. Roenick had Savard, and I know I'm dating myself with these examples from 20, 30, 40, 50 years ago, but these things help. I was listening to the Spin and Chicklets podcast the other day, and Patrice Bergeron was talking about playing with Joe Thornton, and what a big deal that was for him at 18, 19 years old. And there's Joe Thornton, captain of the Bruins, who's, on the team and just looking up to him and learning from him. This is important. And when you're a first overall pick and you go to a bad team and there's nobody you can learn from, it's harder.
Oh, absolutely. That's why I said I think that's why it's been a kind of a rough start comparatively to where the expectations were.
Right.
For Connor. So I think this is going to help immensely. And it's going to be entertaining, and Hawks fans are going to love it. And I'm sure by the second week of the season, I'll be sick of hearing it. So
yeah, well, and the season's going to be longer now, 84 games instead of 82.
Look out.
We're going to party like it's 1993.
Yeah.
Remember the 84 game season back then?
I don't know that I paid any attention to the difference between 82 or 84.
So, folks, just a little bit of a history lesson here. So when the players went on strike in 1992, and then they came back from the strike, obviously one of the things they wanted was better salaries. And so one of the compromises they made with the owners was, well, I'll tell you what, we want better salaries, but you can increase the regular season games from 80 to 84. And what they did with those extra 4 games is they did neutral site games that were held in non-NHL cities, partially to test the feasibility of would this market support a team. And that lasted for 92, 93, 93, 94. And then I think after the 1994 lockout, I think that was one of the things they got rid of, because the 95 season was only 48 games. And then by 95, 96, they're like, okay, enough of that. Enough of those neutral site games. Let's just go back to regular home games and road games. So,
let's do a feasibility study on whether we should put a team here. So we'll go play games there. PWHL has done that since the inception with their tour that they've done, and it's worked out. The cities that they've sold out in and continually sell out in every time they go to, those are the top of the list. Makes perfect sense.
I can't believe Chicago doesn't have a PWHL team yet.
Unlike the NHL, who doesn't learn and keeps trying to stick a team in Atlanta.
They gotta cut that shit out. I'm sorry.
And it's going to happen again.
No.
Yeah, that's what they're talking about. There's a proposed arena and everything. They cleared like 3 of the top 6 hurdles that they have to jump through to get approval there.
I'd rather see a team in Houston.
Yeah, they're talking Houston and Atlanta.
I would like Houston, because I think that metro area, counting the suburbs, is like 10 million people. So that's a huge fan base. Built-in rivalry with the Stars.
Yeah, I think Houston has an advantage, just because of those things that you're saying. It's got a much more mature hockey fan base already.
Mm-hmm. Isn't that where the Texas Stars, the Dallas Stars farm team plays?
Yeah.
Is it in Houston or is it in Austin?
I thought it was in Houston.
Yeah, I don't remember.
Plus they had the Arrows and, yeah, sticking another team in Atlanta. Yeah, well, that's going to work great, I'm sure.
Yeah, well, the best thing that Atlanta did for hockey was the Calgary Flames.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I was a huge Thrashers fan back in the day.
Were you now?
No, I wasn't.
Yeah, my favorite player of all time, Chris Chelios, he ended his career as an Atlanta Thrasher.
Lot of former Penguins on Thrashers.
Oh, they made all those trades.
That's where we got Marian Hossa from.
Rental.
He's like, oh, you guys lost in the finals? I'm going to go play for the other team that won. Oh, guess what? Now you lost. Sucks to be you. Fine, I'm going to go play for Chicago. Then you won. So
yeah, that was.
I don't fault him. He was chasing a ring, and he got it.
But then he stuck with Chicago for like 10 years, and he got his number retired here, and he's in the Hall of Fame. It worked out.
Oh, no doubt. I mean, he's Hall of Fame. He's a Hall of Fame caliber player.
I mean, look, when you're a good player, and a lot of times you get drafted by bad teams because they get the higher pick. So what he goes for playing from Ottawa to Atlanta, and then then he goes to Pittsburgh, which was a nice deal for him. But yeah, I mean, when you're a UFA, an unrestricted free agent, okay, you're chasing a ring, but you're also getting now to control your own destiny.
Yeah,
and I can't fault the player for that. Like, you get to play for who you want to play for. I mean, he could have done 1-year contracts with all the teams if he wanted, but he should have stayed with the Penguins. I'm glad he ended up on the Blackhawks, but I don't know. I mean, whatever. We could talk about Hossa another time.
Before we do that?
Yeah.
Good trivia question.
Mm-hmm.
Did you know there's only 2 players left in the league that played for the Atlanta Thrashers?
I'm going to be mad at myself for not knowing this because I like to think that I know a lot about hockey, but then every now and then I get blindsided by such an easy, not an easy question. Well, let's see. The Thrashers left in 13.
There were 3, and I think in that third one either retired at the end of last year or the year before.
Okay.
There's only 2.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. Let's hear the answers before we move on to talking about hockey cards.
That would be Zach Bogosian.
Okay. I always forget about him.
And Evander Kane.
Now that's the one that I should have remembered because
they're the only 2 that are left.
Yeah, I should have. I forgot about Bogosian, but yeah, Evander Kane, of course. That's.
And the other one I was thinking of was Blake Wheeler, but he retired. I think he retired.
Yeah.
So it was a dying breed.
All right, let's talk about 25-26 O-Pee-Chee hockey cards. Like I said, we were going to talk about this a while back. Tim got sick. Tim got busy. We had other topics we had to cover. Huh?
I said, sure, blame me.
I'm blaming you. This is all your fault.
That's
that we're
fine.
Talking about a set that came out in January, and we're talking about it in August. But hey,
I'll own it.
We're a weekly podcast. On a good week, we're a weekly podcast. On a bad week, we're a bi-weekly podcast. So, but yeah, so O-Pee-Chee came out in January as a hobby product, came out in retail in February. Typical O-Pee-Chee 600 card set. So you have 500 base cards, then 100 short prints. What was really neat and interesting and exciting about O-Pee-Chee hockey cards this year is that they included 4 nations face-off cards. You got your 40 short prints of 4 nation face-off, and then you had 59 marquee rookies, and then you had an SP checklist or the short print checklist, and then like a bunch of inserts and parallels. Just real quick breakdown on the price, because I just like to talk about this stuff. So originally, when we were going to do this show, Hobby Box was around $120 a box. Now it's down to about $100 a box. Blaster Box is $25. if they're still available, yeah, you could still find them. And Fat Packs, $6. What I think is interesting is that, like, if you look at it, like how much it's going to cost you, like a hobby box, you're basically paying like an average of like 56 cents per card. Whereas a blaster box, you're paying a little less per card. You're paying about 35 cents, and then you're paying like 22 cents a card if you open Fat Packs, which I think sometimes Fat Packs are a waste, and I think sometimes they are sometimes they're a waste, and sometimes they are they're worth it. And in this case, Fat Packs are kind of intriguing. Actually, I have a Fat Pack which I'll open in a minute, but they're intriguing because you get 3 short prints per Fat Pack. So that's like $2 per short print. Whereas if you bought like a hobby box, you're paying like $5-6 for a short print. Now, Tim, I know that you're not building this year's set, or you haven't started to build it. But in the past, what was your strategy for building a set? Were you a hobby box only kind of guy? Would you do some hobbies and some blasters and some Fat Packs, or were you strictly hobby, or did you just go with the retail? What was your approach on this?
First, other than I think it was 02, 03, I've never bought a blaster of O-Pee-Chee.
02, you mean 22, 23?
No,
Oh,
02, 03.
Oh, 20
I think
years
that's
ago.
the last blaster of O-Pee-Chee I've ever bought.
But that would have been tops.
No, O-Pee-Chee had blasters.
2002, 2003.
Or it could have been 01, 02, maybe. I don't know. It was one of those 2 years.
But what I'm saying is that O-Pee-Chee was a pair. I thought, okay, maybe I'm wrong. I know for a while when O-Pee-Chee sold its confection business to Nestle, Topps retained the O-Pee-Chee name and would use it for selling cards in Canada. And then sometimes they would also do like parallel versions, like one O-Pee-Chee parallel per pack. So, okay, so you bought O-Pee-Chee a blaster 20 something years ago. So you don't really mess
I haven't
around.
bought a blaster of O-Pee-Chee since.
Okay.
Don't buy Fat Packs of anything.
Okay.
Did before.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I don't any longer.
Mm-hmm.
So if I was building a set, or if I planned to build a set, I would go hobby boxes. And 9 times out of 10, either in one fell swoop or throughout the season, I would buy 4 boxes. Now, my strategy was always try to get the 4 boxes if I could get them at the time that I was buying them, so that I could make sure they came out of the same case, so that I could cut down on potential duplication of the collation. And that worked for most years, so that you would cut down on your amount of doubles
Mm-hmm.
as far as the crossovers go, and you'd have less chance of getting duplicate inserts.
Mm-hmm.
So I did that for a while because I got burned too many times. I'd buy a box, and then 2 weeks later, or a month later, buy another box or whatever. And it's like they're coming from different places, and you'd open a box, and you're like, wait a minute. Not only is this identical with the base cards, it's identical with the inserts.
Right. It's like buying the same box, but just from a different seller.
But I found that if I bought 4 hobby boxes, I would make a pretty good dent on the base set. And I would leave probably about 20 to 50 cards usually left of the base set.
Oh, not bad.
By doing it that way. Now, that was when I was exclusively doing it that way.
Mm-hmm.
Over the years, they changed configuration of the boxes, they changed configurations of the pack, they started inserting more short prints and this, that, and the other. So that became more difficult as we went on. But that's how I originally did it.
Mm-hmm.
Now, full disclosure, I have not bought any 25, 26 O-Pee-Chee at all this year. And even last year, I don't think I bought a box. I think what I have, I got in a different capacity.
Mm-hmm.
Like I bought maybe like a box of random cards or something like that, just as a starter set or something. So, I mean, I've said it before on the show. I've cut back on wax buying like a lot.
Yeah, I mean, it's gotten so pricey, and we're not even dealing with Fanatics prices, but yeah, it's gotten
because here's the thing.
up.
You know, I know I'm saying I bought 4 boxes, and there's probably people gasping at their radios or whatever they're listening to this on.
Their radios.
Like 4 hobby boxes. How can you afford that? Well, you go back to like, I don't know, 2010, 2011, 2012, 2013. I mean, they weren't $150 a box like out the door.
No.
When these were brand new, these were $50, $60 boxes, brand new. And if you got them halfway through the season, they were probably down to 30 or 40 in some cases, depending on the year and who the rookies were.
Case in point, no pun intended, I bought a case of O-Pee-Chee 2012, 2013 O-Pee-Chee. Yeah, that was the lockout year. So maybe not a lot of people were like clamoring for hockey cards then, but I really liked the design of 12, 13. I bought a case, and I want to say it came out to $500. I think it was like $550 for a 12-box case. And I had like a $50 off coupon from like Steel City Collectibles. And I was just like, okay, this is the year I'm going to buy a case, and I am going to get, a full set, and I'm going to get all the short prints, and they had like the sticker inserts, and I'm going to get all the stickers, and it was fun. But I'm just saying, if you think about that, so 500, so say if it was 550, I mean, if it was just say 600, that's like $50 a box. And those were, I want to say they were 32 packs back then. Remember, they were like a box was like 32 packs. This is before they split them in half and basically made them 18-pack boxes where you have like the three rows of 6.
Think about that. You spend $600 for a case, and you make a set. Let's say you make a full set of 600 cards, and you paid $600 for a box for a case. So it essentially costs you $1 a card.
Well, no, I mean, I made, if I remember correctly, just the collation from that, I made 1 full set with the base cards and the rookie cards. I made 3 additional base cards. There was 1 retro card per pack, and I pretty darn close to finishing that retro set. I still haven't finished it, but I liked it enough where I wanted to get the retro sets. And then there were like all the like the rainbow parallels and stuff. And actually I found somebody who was like, I want to buy all your rainbow parallels. I want to buy all your black parallels. I want to buy all your whatever inserts you don't want. So I made back a lot of my money that way. I probably broke even when I just sold off all the stuff that I didn't want. I mean, I got the 3 autographs because there was the 1 autograph that was a case hit. And it was Marian Hossa, go figure. And then I got 2 other autographs. Logan Couture, and I forgot who the other one was. But like, yeah, so there was like, one was like a case hit type autograph, and the other 2 were like 1 in every 6 boxes. And then there were those embroidered patches, the manufactured patches. Yeah. And like so it was just fun to get everything. Like, oh, I got the case hit. Oh, I got the 1 in every 4 box hit, and I got 3 of those. You know what I mean? It was fun. But I mean, $600 is what you'd probably spend now on, well, I guess 6 boxes versus 12 boxes. But back then, 12 boxes was 32 packs and not 18 packs. So yeah, times are changing.
Yeah, I mean, I think the last time I looked with it picking up some missing O-Pee-Chee boxes just to see if I could make a dent to some of my sets. The 24-25 O-Pee-Chee boxes are still $150 in most places.
23-24 still around? Not to put you on the spot, but that was the Bedard year, and that was the year that they
I'm sure you can find it, it's probably got a hefty price tag. I haven't seen it. The one I see all the time is, what was the Austin Matthews one? 21, 22? You can get those
Austin
for,
Matthews?
yeah, I think he was on the cover.
Oh, not when he had his marquee rookie, but
No,
when he
no,
was
no.
on the cover.
I think it's 21, 22. He was on the cover.
Yeah.
They were like the black boxes. It said O-Pee-Chee in blue on it.
Yeah.
Those I've seen for like $60. They
Wow.
were at the National. Like, there were tables selling those for $60.
But what do you get for $60? A bunch of base cards and maybe 18 short prints or maybe 9 short prints, because for a while they were one in every other pack. And it's like, you have to really want to build the set, because it's not the kind of thing that you could break and say, well, I'll just sell my hits because
Well,
nobody wants them.
that was the year the configuration changed to 10 packs, 18 or 10 cards per pack, 18 per box.
Yeah.
And so they were like, you get 2 numbered parallels in every box. Okay, so what? People aren't buying O-Pee-Chee for the numbered parallels in most cases. And there's a playing card in each box. Nobody cares. They've looked the same every year. They've lost their luster. I'm tired of looking at them. So unless you're shooting for the parallels or the patch cards or trying to pull one of the case hits, yeah, $60. Okay, that's where this should be priced. It should be 60.
Yeah, and you know what? I like the playing cards, and I would actually build a set of them, but they make some harder to get than other ones. So some of them are worth $1 or $2 each, and some of them are like $10.
Base cards
and
and the aces are like impossible.
Yeah,
and then
so
they added the jokers the one year.
Yeah, and that's no fun, because then it's just like, well, okay, now I just have a bunch of like, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, but then you get to Jack, King, Queen, Ace. It's tough. Then you're spending $100 to complete a fun little insert set that should be like a fun little side quest and not its own journey unto itself.
Yeah, I tried to build the 52 set a couple years and I couldn't even get close. So I was like, yeah, forget it.
Hey, let me ask you this. How do you feel about O-Pee-Chee shifting from a early season release to a later season release? I think traditionally it came out around September, and now it's like a January, February type of set.
I mean, I don't like to see stuff come out way late in the season. I get it. Like, if you're going to do flagship and you got a series 2 and an extended and all that, okay, fine, that makes sense. O-Pee-Chee's never really been that high profile product where everybody wants to see all the brand new rookies and everything else. And it's generally been bulk carryover guys, kind of like MVP ends up being.
Yep.
And most years it's, guys were traded over the summer, but the O-Pee-Chee cards still show them in their old uniforms and stuff like that. So that's how it's been. But I get it. I mean, the cool thing of there being the, 4 Nations face-off cards in here, pushing it to a later time, if there's anything in the middle of the season or something going on, that at least gives them a chance to maybe throw some updated photos or change some uniforms or fix some of the things like that. So in a set that's going to be comprehensive with 600 cards and have 3rd and 4th liners included, okay, I'll give it a pass. I don't like it. I don't have to like it, but it is what it is. I'd rather see it in the beginning of the season so you have something to chase early on from a set building standpoint.
So you like having it early in the season because it gives you more time to build the set?
I think so. I mean, I did. That's why I did like it, because you could be chasing it the first half of the season. And generally speaking, by the second half of the season, most of the rookie cards that were in it ended up being guys that were busts, and you could find the rookie cards for dirt cheap.
Right.
So you were able to put the marquee rookies in and the short printed for less money. But
I think, I mean, I like the fact
one
that
half than the other, I guess.
well, I like the fact that it comes out later because they can then get in, one or two of the big rookies from the season, that make their debut that fall. But to me, that makes it feel a little more complete. But then again, I didn't mind the workarounds. I didn't mind them having the O-Pee-Chee update cards in what was it in Upper Deck Series 2. And I think it was 08, no, it was 2009, 2010. They did the update set. It was just a standalone box set. I freaking loved that set. I actually bought two of them. I bought one to use just to write to players for autographs because it had a bunch of marquee rookies in it. So I'm just like, okay, well, this has got a bunch of rookie cards in it. And, it had like, let's see, I think that would have been like Stamkos and trying to think, or not, was it that Stamkos's year? 9, 10. It doesn't matter. The point is that
What year did you buy?
I'm talking about the 2009, 2010 O-Pee-Chee had the update set.
Stamkos was in 08, 09.
Okay, so 9, 10 was Tavares and Hedman, I think.
Yes, Hedman was in 9.
Yeah. So
Tavares was in 9. Yes.
Yeah. So the point I'm making though is that it was, I liked the ways they tried to say, all right, well, we know this set is kind of incomplete without guys who've changed teams or the top rookies. So then they would put those rookie cards in the Upper Deck set, which I was going to buy anyway. So I didn't mind that so much. I mean, I guess it doesn't matter. Like, I like updates to the set because I feel like it's good at 600 cards, but it should be bigger, right? Like when they would do those extra 50 cards or 100 card update set, then I thought, okay, it's perfect. You know what I mean? Like it kind of needs that now. It seems kind of weird to just like put out a set and then just be like, well, okay, then that's it.
Would you be opposed to breaking this in half?
Series 1, Series 2?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd like that. I like Series 1, Series 2s because then it makes it a little easier to build the set because it's a smaller base set and probably less short prints per set, but then also it gives the company time to update things. And I like that.
Yeah, because as it stands now, as we all know, the extended series has the updated O-Pee-Chee stuff in it.
Oh, okay. I wasn't. Huh. So I opened a hobby box, and then in a weak moment, I was at Target and I bought 2 Fat Packs. And I opened one just to kind of see what you get in a Fat Pack and kind of get an idea of the collation of that. But I'm going to open the other one now because I might as well just open it now, right? Like live
Interaction. Let's go.
Live on tape, right? So I'm going to open this Fat Pack, which the green screen is killing the blue on it, but okay. So let's open this. Let's see what you get. Let's see what I get. I mean, it's O-Pee-Chee cards. There's not going to be any autographs in here. There's not going to be any jersey cards in here. There's not going to be any, I don't know, Dazzlers in here. There's not going to be any, oh, okay. Well, actually, this is a surprise card to get first. I got the card that keeps you from stealing the pack. And it's kind of hard to see, but there's like the anti-theft. The camera's really making it look white, but can you kind of see the bumpiness on this?
Yeah, I see it there.
Yeah, and then there's this little thing here. So this is the card that keeps you from stealing the pack, I guess. I don't know.
The decoy.
The decoy, yeah. Let's see here. Nicholas Delorier and
Spider.
Tomas Hertl and Mark Scheifele, excuse me. Scheifele, okay. I can pronounce most of their names. Justin Falk, Your boy, Tom Wilson.
Not my boy.
Your other boy, Arbor Checkeye.
How is that my boy? You got 2 fighters so far.
I know. Lane Hudson.
Let's go.
Jordan Kyrou. Okay, I gotta flip them over here. Quinn Hughes, captain of the Vancouver Canucks. Not. And who we got here? Tyler Seguin. Oh, yeah, look at my green screen, just destroying the green in the Dallas uniform.
Beautiful.
Yeah, it's like an all black. It's a weird looking uniform. Yeah. Let's see. Who the heck is this? Oh, Justin Barron. There we go. If I hold the card like that. William Carrier. Tyler Myers. The heck is this? Jacob Bryson. See there. Someone I haven't heard of in these cards. This is why we love O-Pee-Chee, because this guy who I don't remember, but he's been on.
Does that have a different border color, or is that just your background?
That's just my computer, just my green screen, my camera using this green screen. I'm not actually sitting at a hockey rink. I just don't think you want to see a closet door behind me, especially since it has a mirror, so it would just reflect the back of my head as the background. So yeah, maybe one day I'll have a room with my bookshelves like I used to have, where I just have all my hockey card books behind me, and that could be my backdrop. Like you have a real backdrop, and I have this fake backdrop. And the problem with the fake backdrops is that
backdrop, it's just the wall.
Well, yeah, I mean, okay, who do we got here? This is Matthias Ekholm, Four Nations Face Off. Yep, again, the color's getting stripped out because of the special effects. Zach Whitecloud, retro.
I like this year's this set's retros. I think those are cool looking.
Very cool. Looks like a very 1920s kind of like doesn't kind of remind you of like maybe not the movie poster for, but like the movie poster for Metropolis. You know what I mean? Like with like the lights and stuff behind it. It just looks cool.
Yeah, like the searchlight things.
Yeah. Yanni Gord retro. Oh, actually, I think this was a Four Nations face-off retro of Ekholm, Matthias Ekholm. And then I got here Lucas Raymond, Four Nations face-off. And then I got, what is this? Oh, joy, it's the short print checklist. Yay, it's a short print, but it's the checklist. Nice. Yeah, and then I got here Sebastian Aho, Four Nations face-off. Anthony Beauvillier. Gustav Forsling. Jalen Chatfield.
I like him.
JT Confer, the pride of Northbrook. When I played in the Northbrook Men's Hockey League, they had a big picture of JT Confer on their wall of fame, and I would salute it as I walked to the locker room to play my 10:30 at night, Tuesday night men's league game. You know, I had to salute to JT Confer on the way to the locker room. They had a black and white photo of him holding up his first goal puck. And then I think when they won the cup, he brought it to Northbrook, the ice rink where he played. Mikey Anderson, Jake Wallman. Green screen's going to terrorize this card. Maverick Bork. Yep, he's in a green uniform. Really, take my word for it. It's not black.
I thought it was just see-through.
Yeah, it does look see-through. Caden Gooley, a lot of Habs in this pack. And Nick Paul. Okay, so that was That's like 30 something cards, dude. That was kind of
No inserts.
no, it had like it had like it had 1, 2, 3 short prints, and it had 3 retro parallels.
But no inserts.
No inserts.
And no colored parallels.
No, but it had this nice anti-theft decoy.
Yeah. See, that's the case hit.
Must be. I don't think my other pack had one. My other Fat Pack, if I'm looking here, I don't think it had one of those. So must be just random.
The Fat Packs still have the blue and the red bordered cards.
Yeah, but those are harder pulls. I mean,
they are. But the blues, I think, are like 1 out of 6, so they're not that hard. But
no, I mean, and I got
every pack.
Yeah, I mean, and I got quite a few parallels in my hobby box, and we'll talk about those parallels. But looking at the base set, I like it. I mean, it's not the most creative base set, and maybe the gray borders are a little dull, but at the same time, they don't take away from the color of the players' jerseys, and I'm okay with that too. So I don't.
It's traditionally been just like this. It's been like the center photo that's either boxed out or rounded, cornered out, and
right
with a border. I'm on the fence on the gray because there were a couple years where gray was actually a parallel.
Yeah.
So I see the gray and I'm like, is that a parallel? But it's not. It's the base.
Right.
So.
And I don't mind I like the fact that they finally, maybe 10 years ago, so not finally, but the O-Pee-Chee logo, I used to make fun of it because it would always be so big. It'd be the biggest thing on the card practically. And now they just make it a little logo, which is what it should be. It was just, I mean, you think about like those O-Pee-Chee cards from the 70s, they didn't even have the O-Pee-Chee logo on them.
Nope. They were basically the same as the tops.
Yeah. I mean, and O-Pee-Chee, like 81, 82, they had an O-Pee-Chee logo on those cards, but it looked kind of weird, almost like a calculator type font. And in 82, 83, 83, 84, they didn't even put logos. I don't think they put the O-Pee-Chee logos on the fronts of their cards until 85, 80. Nope. 86, 87. Yeah, because the Mario rookie year doesn't have the O-Pee-Chee logo on it.
Nope.
So, I mean, that's the thing. And then it was always just like a little whisper, just like a little imprint, like a little like, hey, that's the this is the O-Pee-Chee card, right? Like, and I felt that like Upper Deck always was like, well, let's make it bigger than the player name. Let's make it bigger than the logo. Now they got it. Just a little whisper. It's it's integrated into the design. I like it being at the top in the center. That's nice. Player name and team at the bottom. That's nice too. Could be a little bigger, but I guess it's okay. So yeah, I don't dislike the front design. I'm okay with it. I mean, you could do something loud and flashy, and that's okay too, because some of those tops and O-Pee-Chee sets from the 70s and 80s were loud and flashy, and sometimes they were a little more subdued, and this one is a more subdued look. Back of the card, I love that they have that black and white photo. I don't even mind that it's the same picture. I just like it as a design element. I think it looks cool. I mean, you had 70s baseball cards where they were doing black and white photos on the back. So this isn't like, it's not a newfangled thing. We might think of like photos on the back of a card as being like a late 80s, early 90s thing. And that's when it really became mainstream. But I mean, going back to the 70s, Topps was doing little black and white photos on the backs of some of their cards. I like it. But would I like more stats? Do we even care? Do we pretend to care about stats? I like the stats. I like all the stats. Patrick Kane's been in the league for 17 years, 18 years. Put all the stats on the back. Just make it fit. Make it work. They were always able to get Gordie House stats on the back. And Bobby Hull's and Wayne Gretzky's. And Joe Thornton's for a while. They could do this. They could, but then again, when you just say, screw it, we're just going to do up to 5 years of stats, then you don't have to reinvent the wheel for certain players.
Eventually, they're just going to get to a point where they just don't even bother on any of them. Like, how long did this guy play? And you flip it over, and it says a long ass time.
I wouldn't mind that if it said first pro season 2007, 2008. I mean, I guess these aren't really for people to learn the game anymore like they were when I was a kid. Because when I was a kid, I loved looking at the stats. That's how I learned where else did this guy play, how well did he do, what was his best year, what kind of player is he, and I'd get the story from that. And I
I
feel
always
that
like seeing the little diamond next to the number, knowing that they led the league in whatever that was.
yes, or if it was in italics, it meant tie.
Yeah.
Like, okay, great. Sometimes it was something like innocuous, like, oh, he led the league. He tied with 80 games that season. Great. Yeah. I don't know. I back design is fine. I mean, I guess it is what it is. If they're not going to put in all the stats, then I guess this is the next best thing.
The
It's
gradient
not.
fade's kind of cool.
What's that?
That little like gradient fade
On the photo?
on the photos.
Yeah.
I like that.
Putting
Good
in
work
the
with the black and white.
the team name, the team logo behind the name. That looks cool.
Almost can't even see that.
Oh, the Red Wings logo?
Yeah.
That's there.
I didn't notice it was there until you said something.
All right. So short prints, similar design. What's kind of neat about the marquee rookies is that if the player played elsewhere the previous year, they'd have his statistics for whatever team he played for, like minors or juniors. For the Four Nation face-off cards, they put their stats for that tournament, and I think that's cool. Again, I thought it was an exciting we all thought it was an exciting tournament. So I think it's cool to see something, even though 25-26 O-Pee-Chee is meant to be reflective of the 25-26 season, but it also is reflective of the previous year, like most sets are. So it's cool that they basically, include cards from this glorified all-star game and put it in the set. I like that. I like all-star cards. I like Four Nation face-off cards. So to me, I think that's a key feature of this year's set to make it different, because they never have enough rookies to fill out 100 marquee rookies. So what did they end up doing? League leaders, legends, marquee rookie cards of players who played a long time ago. So they're not really, like, oh, it's a Mario Lemieux rookie card, but it's not. But it says marquee rookies and it's Mario Lemieux, right? Or marquee legends, or you know what I mean? They're always trying to fill out that 100 short print somehow. And this way made sense, I think.
I like it. There's not enough Four Nations stuff out there, so I like it.
Yeah. As far as the inserts go, you had O-Pee-Chee Premier, which are 1 in 6 packs. You have the playing cards, which are anywhere from 1 in 6 packs to 1 in 203 packs, depending on what type of card it is. I didn't pull this next card, this 3D marquee rookies. They're like Magic Motion cards, like that lenticular. I like to say Magic Motion, but lenticular is the technically correct term. And those are like 1 in every 1,700 packs.
They're like Sport Flicks.
Yeah, Sport Flicks. Those are, or Cracker Jack inserts. Wax on, I guess because it looks like an old wax pack design, maybe. Those are 1 in 480 packs. I kind of dig those, but those kind of look like they'd be a good retro design on their own, don't you think?
Yeah, without the label on them, yeah.
Without the wax on, you mean?
Yeah, just that design and then whatever other label designation they want to throw on it.
Well, what if they had the team name there?
Yeah, that would work.
They had the team name and then they had like the player's name underneath it. Then it kind of almost seems a little bit like an 85 baseball card. But
what are they going for with the wax on? Like, what is that a reference to? Karate Kid? What is?
Yeah, well, Karate Kid was wax on, wax off, was the hand motion for like learning the blocks, like wax on, wax off, or whatever, paint up, paint down. But so I don't really get the Karate Kid reference here, but
I don't either. So
Yeah.
I'm not sure what they're going for.
I don't know. Other parallels, O-Pee-Chee Premier also have diamond foil parallels that are numbered out of 75. And then there's other inserts, including Rookie Puzzle Bounty, which are 1 in 96 packs, Frozen Digits, which are 1 in 360 packs, O-Pee-Chee Platinum Previews, and then just a ton of Platinum Preview parallels. So those are some of the inserts that you can find. And of course, there's parallels. You got your blue, you got your red, you got your purple, you got your rainbow, you got your rainbow foil black, your rainbow foil gold, which are 1 of 1s, your rainbow foil green, red border, blank backs, printing plates, and yellow border, which are in blasters. Those are blaster exclusives. So chase the rainbow, and then the rainbow foil as well, I guess.
The red border blank backs are, don't quote me on this, but I think they're hand numbered 1 of 1 on the back.
It's interesting. So they're not truly blank, are they?
Because I think I saw one. I don't know if somebody posted one on eBay. I don't remember where I saw it. But the back, it was like with marker. It looked like red marker. It said 1 of 1 on the back. I'm like, well, that's different.
Yeah, so the blue are 1 in every 3 packs, and the reds are 1 per box. Purples are numbered out of 49, and rainbow foil are numbered out of 350. You know, one of these days I'm going to get all the color parallels of one player that I like. Maybe not the black one, because there's always going to be another collector who also likes Patrick Kane, or also likes Ryan O'Reilly, or also likes whatever player. So maybe I won't get too caught up on that, but it would be fun to have a blue, a red, a purple, a yellow, a rainbow foil black, a rainbow foil gold is 1 of 1, green, and maybe the retro and the retro black. You know what I mean? That'd be fun to do. I mean, that's why they do this, I guess, for player collectors, right? No one's building a set of blues or reds or purples. At least I hope
Without busting a bunch of cases.
Yeah. And then the retro parallels. You got retro parallels, which are 1 per pack. You got the retro black, which are numbered out of 100. Now these use like that more old school kind of brown card stock that would be a little more typical of like Topps was kind of more of gray card stock, and O-Pee-Chee was more of like tan, like not quite white. This is a little bit more, this is brown. So I always joke and say these look like they're printed on brown paper bags, but I don't mind them using this for the retro. I hated it when they would just say, oh, it's O-Pee-Chee, let's make the card backs brown and hard to read. Like, we're really trying to sell this whole, it's a retro set. But I like the set itself being modern, but pared down in its design, but then the retro parallels being on that like older, grainier, grittier, gravelier kind of card stock. You know what I mean?
Plus, there's more stats on the back.
Yeah, that is true. Quite a bit. Actually, now I want to know if where'd that Fat Pack go that I just opened? Oh, here it is. Let's just take a look here at these. Yeah, it looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. All the Yanni Gord stats, all the Zach Whitecloud stats. Well, Four Nations doesn't count, but yeah, hey, you're right. Good catch there. That you get you get all the stats, or I guess as much as they could fit, because they'd run out of room. And I don't think I pulled. Let me see. Let me take a look at my. Let's take a look at my the box that I opened. Yeah, Warren Fogle, Dylan Gunther, Cole Perfetti, Robert Thomas. Yeah, a lot of these guys haven't played a long time. Ekholm has played 14 seasons. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Looks like they top out at about 12 seasons because I'm looking at Matthias Ekholm, and they only got 12 years of stats on the back. So guess we're not going to get all the stats, but we'll get most of the stats. So I guess that's a fair compromise. And then the Blaster Box parallels. You get one yellow parallel per pack in a blaster box. Now, the blaster boxes sold at Costco also have one of 25 different O-Pee-Chee Premier jumbo card that measures 3.5 by 5. So just basically twice the size of a regular hockey card. If you just took 2 cards and 3.5 by 5. So it's just basically like 2 cards like this. Somebody told me that the I don't know if this is true. I want to say I remember somebody telling me on social media that in those Costco blaster boxes, the jumbo card is just loose in the box. Like it's not wrapped in anything. It's not being held in place by anything. It's just rattling around, so it gets damaged. And the O-Pee-Chee Premier cards, those are the shiny cards. And you know how shiny cards like to show any little bit of damage they get is magnified when it's in rainbow foil. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Box toppers don't do well, though. You don't see a lot of people, unless people are like player chasing or trying to build team sets complete. You don't see a lot of people going after box toppers unless it's some real high profile something. Because I mean, look at how the Young Gun, the oversized jumbo Young Guns do. Like people give them away half the time. They don't want them because they're horrible to store. Let's face it. Nobody wants to carry around a gigantic top loader, and people don't have pages sitting around that they can fit those in if they're going to put them in a binder.
I do, and I'm people.
You do, but you're not the normal people.
No, I'm abnormal or above normal.
You're beyond normal.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, you've all heard about my card closet and my reorganizing my pages and stuff. And actually, it was nice today. I needed 3 pocket pages, and I knew exactly where to look for those. And I'm just like, oh yeah, I'm going to use my 3 pocket pages for these weird shaped cards that are 6 inches wide by 3.5 inches tall. Or I guess maybe it'd be 6 tall by 3.5 wide. But I got a page for that. They make a page for
the
that.
average collector doesn't have that.
No, if it doesn't fit in a 9 pocket page, they don't want it. I get it.
It doesn't fit in a top loader. It doesn't fit in a penny sleeve. It's not normal. You can't put it in a snap thing. You can't put it in a mag. You need something special for it. And I think that's why those get ignored.
I think that, well, in the past, Upper Deck has done a pretty good job of securing box topper type cards. I mean, you probably remember when there'd be like
they were cellophane wrapped.
They were cellophane wrapped, and that didn't always work because they'd still be subject to getting creased or some damage. But that worked a lot of the times. And then sometimes they would put in there'd be like a little plastic tray, and it would almost like snap into the tray, and it'd have like little bumps that would kind of hold it into place.
Oh yeah, the tins always had those.
Yes, exactly. The tins, right. Yeah. I think the problem with the big cards is that
I may even have some of those lying around here somewhere.
I think one of the problems is that it's always like 10 players you want and 10 players you don't want. So then it's just like, well, do I want to buy them all? Nah, it's okay. Because there was one year where I had like almost all of the cards, but I was just like, do I really want to track down, overpay for this one card, and then like have to buy these other cards. I guess, I don't know. Like, I like them, but at the same time, they are kind of a chore. Like, especially like if it's of someone who's not good, like it's like, oh, cool, I have this Sam Gagner MVP rookie that's 3.5 by 5. What am I going to do with it?
Yeah, and as much as I like them, like people watching on video, that right there, or this right here, those
Yep.
beehive cards, they're
Yep.
super big.
Yep.
So I had to get like a bigger top loader. And what do I do with them? I have like penguin ones and guys I collect, they're on my wall. So it's become artwork rather than like, you know, a set that I would put together or something.
Yeah, no, that's okay. And it's okay to just collect the ones that you like and not buy all of them. I mean, I had the opportunity to buy a Bedard Jumbo Young Gun from somebody, and I didn't suddenly have the urge to collect all the other ones. You know, I was just like, oh, okay, cool. I got this one. That's enough for me. So I was happy with it. But I think if you're going to like put a big shiny card in a blaster box and make that like a selling point of like, get the blaster box at Costco and then you get this special big shiny card, like just find a way to keep it nice.
Yeah. And it's bent in half and the corners are smashed.
I think it was more just like corner dings and edgeware because it wasn't in anything. But that, again, I heard this from another collector. I don't know about this firsthand because I don't have a Costco membership. So.
Me neither. I'm a Sam's guy.
Yeah, I am too. And you know what? Every time I go there and I look for cards, all they have is like Donruss, like or Panini, like Panini stuff. They have like Panini, like basketball cards, or I guess they wouldn't be Panini anymore, but you know what I mean? Like they don't have any, I never see any Upper Deck product there, which I would be really tempted, like, this would be fun just to see what you get, you know, what's different about it.
I don't think I've ever seen sports cards in the Sam's by me. I've seen Pokemon in there before, but that's about it.
They do some really good stuff at Sam's. Like I remember like, oh God, what was it? This is getting back into my toy collecting days, but I remember like my roommate in college, he got like, it was something like, it was like 3 or 4 Star Wars Episode 1 action figures. And he got them like a week before anybody else got them because they were like exclusive to Sam's Club. And they came in like a 4-pack and it was like $10. And back then figures were like $5. And maybe he got 3 for 10 or 4 for 10. I don't know. It was just cool. And then I remember when they relaunched Masters of the Universe, they had like Castle Grayskull and like 4 figures. And it would have cost what Castle Grayskull would have cost at like a toy store. But I'm talking about the 2002 He-Man, not the 1982 He-Man. But still, just looking at that, it's like, whoa, you're basically getting like, I mean, back then they were like $8 figures. So you're basically getting like $30 worth of action figures for free if you buy this play set. So I kind of envy those deals for those sorts of things, you know, or you buy like protein drinks and you get 15 of them instead of 12, but you're still paying less than what you'd pay for a 12-pack at like Target or whatever. So I kind of like to see what would happen if hockey cards ever ended up in a Sam's Club. I would definitely buy a box or whatever and report back to you all and let you know what my findings are. But hey, let's talk about, as we wind this episode down, let's talk about the good, the bad, and the ugly of 25-26 O-Pee-Chee hockey. So these are the things I like about this set. Love the 4 Nation face-off cards. Excellent idea. Glad that they were able to do that. Hope they do it again when they do their they're going to do the World Cup of Hockey again. Is it next year? 28? Something like that.
Olympics were this year, so it won't be next year. It'll be the following year.
Yeah, it won't be 27. It'll be 28. Yeah. So 4 Nation face-off cards, awesome. Colorful action photos, like them. Black and white photo on the back, very nice. Clean base card design, gray borders, do not distract. and they feel fresh. Now, Tim has pointed out that in the past, Upper Deck has used gray borders for their parallels, so it could be a little confusing. To me, I just thought, okay, this is nice. I like it. It's not a distracting look. I like the fact that the cards are printed a nice, bright white cardstock. The text on the back is easy to read. And you get one short print per pack. I mean, come on. There's 100 short prints. If you're building this pack by pack, you have to buy 100 packs. That's fine. You know what I mean? Like but like when you do this, like one in every other pack, one in every 6 packs, it's just like, I mean, for a set like this, it should be one per pack. Or in the case of the
4
Fat,
boxes was always what I needed to make a dent.
a
Not
dent.
complete it, but make a dent.
Right.
So, yeah, not anymore. Not at these price points.
Right. And you get one retro per pack. I mean, look, you might look at retros and say, well, these are just getting in the way. They're preventing me from completing the set that I want to complete. And I feel that like excessive inserts do start to seem like that. Like when you get an insert in every pack and it's an insert you don't want, that it's just getting in your way. But I don't mind the retros, and I like the design of them. So I think it's okay to get one retro per pack, one short print per pack. I mean, if you're actually trading with people, it gives you more to trade. But you know, if you don't like it, then I guess you don't like it. But these are the things I like about the set. The bad, I'd say the lack of complete stats on the back. So not so much that's bad about this, but the ugly, the price. Is O-Pee-Chee a $6 pack kind of product? I don't know. I mean, you just think about like just your typical hobby pack. You get 6, you buy it, you buy your pack, you get your 10 cards, you get your one short print, your one retro parallel. I mean, I don't know. I know the times have changed. I know this is not a $3 a pack product anymore, but I just don't feel like it's a $6 a pack product. That's not saying I don't like the set. That's not saying that I don't want to have the set. The thing is, though, I only chase the short prints and I buy a base set. I just don't have the patience to build a set. But no one really sells the set with all the short prints. I think one time I bought a set with all the short prints and I was just like, this is nice. I'm done. I'm done. But yeah, I'm not feeling the price, but everything else I like. Do you have any thoughts about any of this, Tim?
Yeah, price point is high. The reasoning is, I mean, you think back when Upper Deck brought back O-Pee-Chee, we had the base set, you had the rainbow parallel that were numbered out of 100 back then. And then they threw in like the occasional jersey card, and there were even some autographs tossed in. That was it. That was all O-Pee-Chee was. It was the whole set plus the short prints at the back end. And those included like all the things you talked about, like the stat leader cards and leader cards and all that kind of stuff. And then, you know, you go to the next year and it's kind of a similar thing with like 07, 08 kind of brought in like extra inserts, like the record breakers and the season highlights. They made them like their own insert sets and stuff, but you had like the micro motions and then the black versions, and then for the retros they had the silvers. Actually, for all of them they had the silvers, because I have a few marquee rookies that were silver. It was all the high numbers were silver. They were like 1 out of 12 packs or something like that.
Okay.
But again, that was it. So you had the micro motion and then the numbered out of 100 black. So, okay, they added a couple others, but it was cool. But fast forward now, O-Pee-Chee's had 1, maybe 2, maybe 3. Okay, 4 parallels. But now we're turning this into like something else. So now we have our base card, and now we have a blue parallel, and a yellow parallel, and a red parallel, and a green rainbow parallel, and a silver parallel, and a black parallel. And it's like, why does everything have to be paralleled to death? I would say that's a bad.
Okay.
This is not a set to be paralleled to death. This is a set builder set. No set builder is going to build 700 base cards and 700 blue and 700 red. You can't. You just can't. Even the master builders. Good luck. Like how? You have to buy up 100 cases, 17 pallets of this product. No one's going to do that. It's pointless. So I don't know. I think we've gotten past the point of parallel madness. Like we're on to like psychosis now. It's past madness. So
Yeah.
I think that's a bad. And that's what's pushing the price point up. Because now it's costing more to make the product because you're making all this other stuff and you're just jamming it full of everything. I don't think O-Pee-Chee needs that. You need a solid base design, which this has. You need a couple extra quirky things and fancy things like he has. You threw in some Four Nations things. And there's always like the Easter eggs, like the different photo variants, or there might be like a black and white photo that they throw in or something like that. And then there's the retros. Beyond that, there doesn't need to be a whole lot more to this product, I don't think. It's like overkill for this.
So you
Save
think
that for the platinum. Platinum
Right.
can have 100 colors. I don't care.
Well, it looks nicer too because it's on the shiny cardstock. So when you have the pink and the green and the blue, it looks.
You want aquamarine, you want hot magma, you want lava flow, you want whatever. Okay, cool. You have all that. We don't need to do that to the regular O-Pee-Chee. Now, if you're going to separate it like hobby to retail, okay, fine. I'll give you that. Like if you're going to have like a red parallel in hobby and a blue parallel in retail, cool. That's
Well,
fine.
that gives you some incentive to buy hobby boxes, I guess.
Yeah,
like
sure. You want to sell a product in a hobby shop,
blaster
you want to sell a
boxes. I
product in
mean,
Target. Makes sense.
yeah. I mean, like the Bedard rookie year 23-24. I bought. I couldn't find hobby boxes, but I was able to find blaster boxes, and I'm like, all right, well, it's yellow parallel. Maybe I'll get a yellow parallel of somebody good, but I don't think it mattered if I did because. How do people feel about unnumbered parallels?
Well, and that's the other thing. The fact that they're unnumbered, what's the desirability of these? I mean, how many times, and again, this is the product of EPAC, and we always say EPAC becomes a race to the bottom, but how many times you jump on CompC when this product's been out for a while and you look and you're like, oh, look, a blue parallel, and the blue parallel is like 50 cents.
Right.
Oh, here's the red parallel, and the red parallel is 60 cents, and the yellow parallels to 45 cents, and the base card, the actual regular old base card, $1.75. And why is that? Because you can't put from your EPAC account. There's no base cards to move over to your CompC
right.
account.
You got
You're
to
only
physically
moving the
mail it.
inserts
Yeah.
and the parallels and all that kind of stuff. So there's a billion of those. But if there's an actual base card, that's because somebody mailed it to them to put into their account. So there's more labor involved. It's more cost, it's more cost prohibitive. So like you're paying $1.50 for a regular old base card when you can get all the parallels for a total of $2. It's like, that's crazy to me, but that's kind of how it is. So I think it's over. Like I said, I think it's overkill.
Yeah.
Another bad, and I don't know if it's bad, but I don't know if you saw the errors that got pointed out when this product hit.
Don't remember.
2 in particular. The Sam Montembeau card.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you pulled that. I think it's card number 1, 2, 3, in fact.
Okay.
If you have them in order. But the Sam Montembeault card does not picture Sam Montembeault. It pictures recent Hall of Fame inductee Carey Price. Don't know if it was intentional or not, but that's the case.
Hang on a second.
Yeah, that is not Sam Montembeault. That is Carey Price. I mean, just look at the number on the jersey.
Hang on a second here. Let me give a nice close up for our viewers. Take it out of the penny sleeve. Yeah, how about this is a retro version, but yeah, how about that?
Yeah. It's the same photo, Carey Price.
Oh, cool, man.
So that was one thing. The other thing is the Four Nations of William Nylander.
Yep.
Shows him in his Sweden jersey. Has stats for him playing for Sweden. But for the team designation, it says he's on Team Canada. So if you have that card, that's there.
I'm trying to see if I have a William Nylander. I felt like all I got were Swedish players in that's the one I just opened. What about this one?
You may have got it. It's where it shows the team name.
Yeah. It just says Canada. Well, I mean, that still is sloppy. I mean, there's only 4 teams, and the guy's name is Nylander. I mean, come on.
Those are the only 2 that I remember being pointed out by that. Because you know how people get. They focus on minutia and lose their crap on it. So those are 2 things. I think the Carey Price thing is that's kind of egregious. Because not only did you put the wrong photo of the wrong player, and I can understand mixing it up with like his backup or something. But it's a guy that hasn't played a game in a little bit.
Yeah, it's been like what, 5 years?
So you got a photo of a guy that's obviously come from the archives. So
yeah, they could have probably not. That seems to be kind of an easy mistake.
If it was intentional to be like a tribute, that's kind of a slap in the face to Sam Montembeault, isn't it?
Well, no, and they never do that I mean, that's not the kind of thing that happens on purpose, right? Like nobody says, "Oh, let's put this guy instead of this other guy." One thing I like is I like tribute cards. I mean, I like, we brought up the Atlanta Thrashers earlier, and I mentioned Chris Chelios, and in that 10-11 score hockey set, they have not a base card of him playing for the Thrashers, which I think was kind of a miss, but I guess because he retired, but they had just a season highlight card of him, like Chelios becomes oldest defenseman to play in the NHL or something like that, or becomes second oldest player after Gordie Howe to play in the NHL at age 46. So like, I kind of like those season highlights, or this player retired, or they retired this player's number, or whatever, right? Like I kind of like that, and we don't always get that. So yeah, I don't know. That's kind of funny though, because now that I look at it and I'm like, yeah, that is Carey Price. I mean, you can tell by the eyes, the number, I mean, that is funny.
Yeah, unless you were looking, you might not even noticed it. You'd be like, oh, okay, and moved on. But then you look at the card, you're like, wait a minute.
Yeah,
that's not the eyes peering out of that mask.
Yeah.
So
that's not Sam Montembeault. So are you going to eventually try to put this set together, or are you going to be like Sal and try to buy a base set and pick away at the inserts, or are you going to also be like Sal and just try to buy the whole set, even with the short prints, and just be done with it? Because you could probably buy the whole set for probably the cost of 2 hobby boxes. I'm guessing. I haven't looked, but I'm guessing.
Well, you know my opinion on buying sets. But the question is, will I put it on my list of sets to build? I don't know. As of right now, it is not on my list. Haven't bought any, haven't even really thought about buying any. So it hasn't really popped up on my radar to be something that I'm going to put together. I don't know that I will in the future. That could change.
Mhm.
But I think as of right now, this may be the first O-Pee-Chee set since 06 that doesn't make my list.
Wait,
Only because I have so much on my list.
0607, the first year?
Yeah.
Okay.
I've been building every set since then.
But not that set.
But not this particular one.
Oh, not this year, but you started in 0607.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I got
And
that.
I have yet to complete a single set since 06.
Yeah, I think I only have 3 complete sets. I think 0607. No, 0607, yes. 0708, yes. 910, yes. 1011, yes. 1213, yes. And I think those are the only years I have full sets. Yeah, we'll definitely have to do a retrospective, a setrospective for the 20 years of O-Pee-Chee, because that would be just a cool topic, especially to kind of look at the base designs and just how the set changed. I mean, originally the set, O-Pee-Chee, the very first year that Upper Deck put it out, it was a 700 card set with 200 short prints.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. 200 short prints.
Closest I've come to finishing one is the 0809 set.
That's a beast because 0809 had the update packs, right? Like the high series packs.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been trying to find those update cards and I can't. It's like the last 200 cards were put out in like these 5-card packs, but I think, or maybe they were 8-card packs, but like 3 cards per pack are like parallels. So you're not getting that many cards to like build the set. And the boxes were like 100 and something a box. And I remember like being at a show and like trying to figure out how many boxes I would need to buy. And I'm like, oh my God, it's going to cost me like $400 to try to build this update set pass, but
yeah, I haven't tried to touch the update set, but just the base, like 600, I'm like 4 cards short.
Right. Yeah, I think I put that one together pack by pack, and then I didn't update. I might have a few, but yeah. Okay, I understand. It's
a marathon, not a race.
It is. You don't have to finish the set in the year the set came out.
Like one day, I'm wholeheartedly going to do the 13-14 update on the Prism set.
Mm-hmm.
Not today, not tomorrow, probably not a year from now either.
Right.
But one day I'm going to do it.
Well, I think I've said everything I need to say about the set.
There's not much more to say.
All right. Well, I think this was a good episode, so I guess we'll just end it here. So, thank you for listening to the Puck Junk Hockey Podcast. As always, if you've enjoyed the show, please be sure to like and subscribe. If you'd like to support this podcast, you could do so by purchasing a t-shirt at shop.puckjunk.com. And if you'd like to read, check out the Puck Junk blog at puckjunk.com and the Puck Junk newsletter, puckjunk.com/newsletter, where I send a once-a-week email newsletter updating you on what is going on in the world of hockey collecting. And as always, collect what you like.